next week to the chambers so that we can interrogate and come up with a report.
Madam Chair, we are
to the assembly.
We are reducing ourselves to jokers. This petition is due. PWDs are waiting, and you are requesting to sit again so that you have attendance list. So why have we been seated and sitting in committees if we never considered this petition?
Mr. Speaker.
And if we never bothered in the first place to invite the petitioners?
Mr. Speaker, I'm worried because I understand this is the first time the petition is being slotted on the order paper.
Because it is due. We could not slot it when it is not due. 6 days are over. That's why automatically...
The 60 days have lapsed without us meeting. So, Mr. Speaker...
And the committee has been meeting?
We are wrong.
The committee on gender has been meeting?
Yes, but this one needs a joint approach together with the committee on budget. So we've never sat.
So what is your plan?
We plan to invite the petitioners next week to the assembly.
Who will they find now that the committee on budget and committee on gender has not been able to meet for 60 days? What magic will happen? What is the magic?
Mr. Speaker, allow me to consult.
But you realize we are not
give a better response.
Honorable Mutindi, we are special elected for special issues. PWDs are special, are marginalized and should be treated with concern. They have a right like us. It is unfair how we are treating this petition. If for whatever reason the committee on budget has not been cooperating, what is important was you hold the meeting as you have the quorum, invite them. If they don't come, you proceed and deal with the business. I hope they are following. They are following via YouTube. Yeah, they are following via YouTube. And you have told them that for 60 days, you had no single minute for them. That explains us how much we care.
Mr. Speaker, we admit that as a committee we have failed because the deadline has lapsed, but we want to commit that this report will be ready next week, by Wednesday next week, Wednesday at 2:30.
Honorable members, I have the following directions to make. No other business will be considered by the Committee on Budget and the Committee on Gender other than this business until it is suspended. So the attendance register and minutes and agenda on anything will be on this business. No other business. So you either meet, discuss this business, or you meet and you don't qualify for a sitting or anything else. And the clerk, you are duly directed that the only business that will be considered by the two committees, it is this business. The statement to be presented when? The response when?
Wednesday next week.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next order. Honorable members, I have a public petition to present. It is a public petition by Youth for Sustainable Development, Makueni chapter regarding actualizations of the, what is AAQ? Let me put it in full. Public petition by Youth for Sustainable Development, Makueni chapter regarding actualization of the availability, accessibility, acceptability, and quality framework in healthcare service in Makueni County. We, the undersigned citizens and residents of Makueni County and members of the Youth for Sustainable Development Makueni chapter, draw to the attention of Makueni County Assembly the following. One, that the Youth Sustainable Development Makueni is a youth-led organization based in Makueni, Kenya, pledged to foster and promote holistic development and empowerment among the people and create positive change through youth empowerment, volunteerism, and innovative approaches. Two, the organization focuses on capacity building, advocacy, and social accountability to address critical issues in 4 practice areas, that is, governance, education, health, and well-being. The 3, the organization aims at inclusive entrepreneurship, addressing the climate change and flood systems. That the organization, through its dedicated volunteers, innovative approaches, and capacity building initiatives, aims to bring about positive and sustainable change in Makueni. The organization strives to create an inclusive and empowered youth population. That through its various outcomes and outputs, the organization visions future where young people are agents of change, contributing to overall development and well-being of their communities. The organization is a key partner under the VSO Kenya Make Way project, which envisions universal access to sexual and reproductive health care. That the project is committed to integrating intersectionally in advocacy efforts to ensure marginalized youth, particularly those facing compounded vulnerabilities, fully realize the sexual and reproductive health and rights. That the consideration of the World Contraception Day 2004 themed contraceptive choices, the power is in my hands, unquote. The organization in Makueni emphasizes the need for continued equitable access to family planning services across Kenya, especially in hard-to-reach areas and among young people with compounded vulnerabilities. 10, that the family planning plays a critical role in empowering the health and well-being of families, reducing child and maternal mortality, preventing unintended pregnancies, and curbing sexually transmitted disease and unsafe abortions. That in Makueni County, access to quality contraceptives and family planning services is essential for the autonomy and empowerment of our women and girls. That while there has been progress in infrastructure, human resource development, and governance to support these services, challenges such as misconceptions, commodity stock outs, and limited access to health facilities and services among young people will be compounded with vulnerabilities continue to impede full realization of family planning goals. That this has also been evidenced through 2 intersectional community scorecards that were done at Makueni County Referral Hospital back in October 2023 and Makendo Sub-County Hospital in June 2024. That as young people from Makueni County, one key priority is for Makueni County government to actualize availability, accessibility, acceptability, and quality framework in provision of health care services. And number 15, that with adequate budget allocation for the adolescent and youth sexual reproductive health services, Makueni County can expand access to reproductive health services and youth-friendly facilities, ensuring adolescents, especially persons with disabilities, are empowered to make informed choices about their health. Lastly, that this petition is not before any court of law. Therefore, humble prayer is as follows: that the County Assembly of Makueni intervenes to ensure that 1, that the World Contraception Day 2024 is commemorated in the county to ensure the continued improvement on the services for young people with compounded vulnerabilities, including women of reproductive age in Makueni County. 2, the Department of Health Services ensures that there is a dedicated budget line for the adolescent sexual reproductive health care and family planning in the County Department of Health Services, the financial year 2025-2026 budget. 3, there is a sustainable access to contraceptive services, youth-friendly services, and continuous staff training in youth-friendly service provision. 4, there is increased success and operationalization of youth-friendly centers that are adequately stocked with commodities and other easily accessible to young people, reducing the need for long-distance travels. And 5, there is enhanced provider-client interactions to reduce stigma, and there is introduced continuous training programs for the service providers that emphasize youth-friendly family planning services, communication skills, and the use of Kenya Sign Language to better serve youth, including those with hearing impairment. 6, that there is accountability measures to monitor and address negative behaviors such as discrimination, negligence, and stigma among the service providers. And these measures include promote a positive health-seeking culture among adolescents and young people. And 7, that there is a fast-track implementation of Makueni County Reproductive Health and Family Planning Act of the year 2019. And 8, that there is adequate staffing models, including employment of interpreters to meet the growing demand in healthcare facilities. And for your petitioners will ever pray, dated 9th of October, year 2024, and countersigned by yours truly, the Speaker of the County Assembly of Makueni, on behalf of the petitioners in line with the Constitution of Kenya, County Governments Act, and standing orders. Honorable members have the following directions to make: that the committee responsible for health to interrogate this petition, invite the petition, and cause a report, a response to this petition tabled to the Assembly strictly within 60 days. Honorable members, since the chairperson committee agenda had nothing to provide under the previous petition, and the same PWDs and minorities have been mentioned in this, you can take this opportunity and cover up the face to demonstrate you are still passionate. Because this is discussing vulnerable youth, young people, young mothers, reproductive, considering that you graduated latest in this reproductive sector.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I thought that petition squarely sits in our committee, despite the health issues therein. So, Mr. Speaker, I expected you to invite us to sit jointly, but we shall invite ourselves and be part of this report. When the report is being made, we shall be part of that so that we give our input, Mr. Speaker, because I've heard the mention of youth and children and PWDs who we represent. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Are you sure you'll get quorum?
Yes, positive.
With the Committee on Health? Your feeling
No,
is
my
that
quorum will, my committee will have quorum, but I'm not sure about health. Maybe the chair can tell me if they usually attain.
Chairperson of the Health Services, Chairperson Committee on Gender, Youth, Sports, and PWDs feels that that this petition should be committed to Joint Committee on Gender and Health. What is your take?
Honorable Speaker, this is regarding the petition we have referred to the Committee on Health Services. Yes, because of the factor of the youth, they may have an interest as gender, but we are also afraid because on committee is very high. We don't want to, as health, to be combined with members who may never appear, and that may drag us never to undertake the matter as Committee on Health Services. Honorable Speaker.
What is your point of order?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Is the chair held in order to insinuate that it is our committee that will not raise quorum? just because the previous business, we were not able to. The issue was not that we were not raising quorum, and that's why we didn't meet. That was not the issue. It was a different issue altogether. But we usually meet quorum, and we usually bring business to this house. That means we sit as a committee. So unless they don't want us to be joined, she should not give that excuse. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let her give another excuse, but not the quorum excuse. Thank you.
Honorable Jan.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to disagree with what the Chair on Health has given. The perception is not true. We give quorum to our Committee on Gender. Even present now in the plenary, we are present. So we deserve to share on the petition which has come up because it's about children, disability, and children. So I feel we are best placed. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Speaker. I also wanted to inform the Chair else because we can even bring quorum here as a gender committee. We are over 7 here. We are all seated here. So, and we feel even there in any other committee in this assembly, we might be the majority today. So we have been doing it. So the Chair should also appreciate we are the majority even today. And we'll also be in that joint committee, fully represented. Thank you.
Honorable Moki.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have listened to the petition, Mr. Speaker. And to me, because I sponsored the bill for the reproductive health and family planning for the department, Mr. Speaker. What is needed is implementation, Mr. Speaker. I don't know. What the petitioner asking for is a matter of something which has not been implemented. That is correct, Mr. Speaker. So I think the matter should be referred to the committee on implementation straight away, Mr. Speaker, instead of going back to the Department of Health. It is a matter of something which has not been implemented, Mr. Speaker. The issues raised by the petitioners. The act is there, the Speaker, the people are there, but it has not been implemented, Mr. Speaker. And I am the one who sponsored the bill, Mr. Speaker. So, well, I don't know what the Department of Health is going to do with that petition. Even the gender committee, I don't know what they are going to do with it. So, Speaker, this is a matter of something which has not been implemented, a law, something passed by this assembly which has not been implemented for 2 years, Mr. Speaker. And now, Mr. Speaker, it is upon you to make a decision on whether we are going to be 3 committees, whether it's going to be 1 or 2, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable members, in the interest of time, the Chair Committee on Gender on an earlier petition has indicated that between our committee and that of Jump Budget, they have never convened a joint meeting on a petition, and 6 days are gone. But she feels that they should be enjoined in this petition in another joint committee to consider a matter that regards family planning and family reproductive health directed to the Committee on Health. I will direct as follows that we will not allow the Committee on Gender to learn how to form quorum in joint committees with this petition. Yesterday, when members, not yesterday, on Monday, when members were debating about the redeployment of county executive committee members, I listened to you, and you said that you feel that a problem has been transferred from one department to another, so there's no solution. So that then we don't transfer a problem of a joint committee to another one, because it seems that results from joint committees are not forthcoming, then I think we would rather not risk and allow the Committee on Health to deal with this matter and provide a response within the next 14 days. Moving forward, since the Committee on Gender has confirmed that there are majority of members in this House, it may be also construed that informing the quorum if the Budget Committee has the least membership in this House than gender, then it is budget that has been making the Committee on Gender to limp. So forthwith, we shall be committing business individually. Honorable Mutindi, I can see your desire, particularly because this matter touches on your department, and you are the most relevant, particularly in this county and country, to insist this. That being the case, and considering the passion of the chair, it is provided in the standing orders that a committee may co-opt a member, and it's allowed. Honorable Mutindi should be co-opted for experience purposes as a person, and two, relevance, and then after that, also carry aspiration and the wishes of your committee. I think that is provided for, so that we don't compromise the quorum threshold of a third, which may be a challenge. What is it, member for Elima Ward?
I don't want to challenge your judgment, but I think we will be making unfair judgment if we apply that a committee which is joint cannot attain quorum because the rationale is the same. The rationale of quorum for a committee of 9 is 4 or 5. The rationale of a committee of 11 is 6. So, if you apply the same mathematics of ratio, it applies not here nor there, because every committee is supposed to have quorum at any given point. So to me, I would look at it from this angle. As long as the Committee of Health will retain their own rationale of quorum, and the other committee applies the other rationale of quorum, nobody should be able to make a judgment of saying when they are combined, people will be not interested to come. The commitment of an individual committees or individual members is not affected by the combination because they have a passion. Prove. Because.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to inform my good friend who once was in the Speaker's panel that for a joint committee to have a quorum, you exclude the chairs and you count the members.
That is the misconception we need to address as a house. Relax.
Member
relax.
for Elima, which standing order are you relying on?
Mr. Speaker, sir, let me...
you take some time to do standing orders and then inform us.
I can read for them for you, yeah.
Then proceed. Honorable, yes, as you read. Leader of the minority.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. You've already ruled. I don't know where my sentiments go, because you had ruled. But honestly, as my party Secretary General has indicated, the petition, I think it's because it is coming. Members of public are teaching us how to do the job, because there is a legislation to that effect. And now nobody has looked at it. Nobody has acted on it. And the Committee on Gender can do nothing about it. As well, the Committee on Health can do nothing about it, unless we are just asking them to be proactive enough. Not even to be proactive, to be reactive enough, so that they can be doing these jobs. I'm happy the Deputy Speaker and the Honorable Jack Mwande have indicated that they normally come to the Assembly. It is good. Today, the Committee on Gender is here. It has never happened. It's only on the... It has never happened. Katumo comes here just once, and now that Honorable Mutindi, the chair, has come full-time, I think that is the only difference we have seen. Honorable Mwandi never comes. And even if
Fair,
she comes,
fair enough, fair enough.
yeah. But I want to echo the words of Honorable Mutindi, that if a committee must be a joint committee, we don't disadvantage that joint committee by having quorum issues. If the Committee on Health, because I have served in health, they are able to come, if another committee is not able to join them to make up the quorum, or they are depending on health to bring up the quorum, I think we should not go that route. And I want to agree with the Speaker on the choice of having the Committee on Health having this. But on the same note, as the Honorable SG has said, that it is the Committee on Implementation which should be asking these questions. The Committee on Implementation should be responding to these issues. And we said many times, some time back, we said the Committee on Implementation is making work hard for this assembly. This assembly is having issues, even to do with ECMs, as indicated by my fellow colleagues.
Honorable Kalunda,
That
Honorable Kalunda, you are losing us.
yes. That's why I started.
Up to this moment, the Committee on Health has not reported to the status of implementation of the legislation. The Committee on Implementation picks up after there is a recommendation, refer to it by the sectoral committee. Let us not debate that matter. I've spoken about that matter more than 20 times, unless one was not listening.
Honorable Speaker,
Further to
yes,
that,
I understand
members,
that.
this is a public petition. Public petition doesn't go and cannot be referred to a Committee on Implementation.
I just said,
So
I just said we are the people who are making public to help us do the job. Because this job could have been done. But now members of public have to come again and remind us that we need these facilities. I have walked around here. You cannot even find the dispensers having the stock anytime, whether in the morning, whether in the evening. And you remember, like in water now, we have the university around here. And you will tell me, because I have worked in the university, you will need those dispensers full. You need them very full, because the young men have a lot of time to experience a lot. So it's a big challenge to not
full
the
of what?
county,
Full of water?
the dispensers.
What are you talking about, Honorable?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, allow the Committee on Health to do their job, but and as you also bring Honorable Mutindi, Honorable Mutindi, the chair for gender, into the fold, can you also include the chairperson Committee on Implementation to be part of this joint committee? Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I wish the committee to respond to these matters very quickly.
Fair
Because
enough.
the people of Makwene are looking at us, and Gen Zs are looking at us. And
Your point is made. Your
Yeah,
point
you
is
can
made.
imagine the chaos.
Fair enough.
Thank you very much.
Honorable members, we need to make progress. Allow us to make progress. Honorable members, the directions were given. Honorable Mutindi, a special elect member. Honorable Mutindi, the person. Honorable Mutindi, the chairperson. The committee is open for your co-option. It is your right. Honorable Kalunda, you are requested that the chairperson implementation to be co-opted. Yes. The chairperson implementation, including the former chair implementation. They are all former. Oh, you are the one. So, Chair, endeavor to do so, but I can see you are requesting to make a remark or two.
Honorable Speaker, I just wanted to seek clarification from you. The final ruling that you have given or directions, you have said we give a response within 14 days. It should be 60
days.
Yes.
6 days.
Yes, that is
Fair.
what I wanted to ask.
Fair enough. I can see you are keen to get it right so that, and I know you can do it within 30 days. I have faith in Committee on Health. Honorable, if you check this petition as an aspect of Committee on Budget more than health, because they're requesting on If that committee has not been able to sit to consider budget implementation report for 30th June for 3 months, will we trust them with young people who are reminding us? So I'm afraid I don't want to pull budget and gender. Please help sort that matter. It's a health issue, it's a right, it is urgent. Let it be done perfectly, so that then you may set a good example and inspire hope for the young people to send more petitions to this counter assembly. Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Next order. No, before we go to the next order, Leader of the Majority Party, followed by Chairperson Committee on Budget, Chairperson Committee on Infrastructure and Transport, on the Thank Award, followed by Chairperson Budget and Appropriation Committee on Budget and Liberation Report, followed by, yes, that's it. Leader of the Majority Party.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly. Business of the County Assembly for the coming week. I lay.
Chairperson Committee on Roads, Infrastructure.
I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly, the report of the Committee on Infrastructure, Public Works, Housing and Energy on the poor workmanship in installation of culverts in various roads in Thange Ward. I lay.
Chairperson, Budget and Appropriation Committee. Chairperson, Budget and Appropriation Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker is seek more time so that we can dispense on that matter on Monday.
Or since this is a report on budget implementation on the projects of the financial year, can we co-opt the other 10? Can we form a joint committee or other 10 sectoral committees to help you?
Not really, Mr. Speaker. The committee is competent enough to handle that business. That's why I've said we'll deal with that matter kindly on Monday. Thank you.
Chairperson, this was a report as at the end of 30th June. 90 days are over. We are now mid-October, and you're still deliberating that matter, and no other business has been conferred to the Committee on Budget and Appropriations. No other business. Since July, there has not been other business conferred to your committee, and still not able to deal with this matter. In fact, to help Honorable Chair, Committee on Gender, yes, I'm persuaded that you take it upon yourself to conclude the petition. Once you form the quorum, if it becomes difficult, you may ask the chair to disjoint you so that you deal with that matter independently. They are there to deal with budget implementation committee as budget for 90 days, and we're asking them to. You are telling us to report on Monday. Impossible. On Monday, you tell us after CASA.
I commit myself as a chair to deal with that matter on Monday conclusively. Thank you.
Leader of the Majority.
Honorable Speaker, this committee is becoming a committee of perpetual jokers and absentees, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this is the biggest joke we've had in this century, because we've been talking about the implementation report for the last 2 months, Honorable Speaker. So I don't know, I even tend to think the acting chair now doesn't even know which report we are talking about. If you, yes, no, it's good. It's good to be sincere, because that's my opinion. Honorable Speaker, if you ask the current chair now, which report we are talking about. If you ask him, if the report has ever gotten to the committee, if they have ever sat in a sitting and discussed that report, Honorable Speaker, I think you get the correct position of that committee. Because I'm very sure they have never sat in any committee room to discuss that report. Honorable Speaker, we cannot continue like this. Thank you.
That is total misinformation. Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Leader of the Minority. Hold on, Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I have just been supplied with a hard copy of the implementation report, which they sent to me in July, and they have never followed it up on my comments. It's just coming. Everybody has been supplied with this hard copy today, and they had sent to us, I think even the chair has just received it. And Steve, the clerk for this committee, who is very effective and has gone for many trainings, Honorable Speaker, had sent the same on September 17th. And had sent the same on 16th August. Then on 17th of September, I told the clerk to have a very simple format where he can send a soft copy to our WhatsApp groups, then with editable versions, like a Word document or such. And that's how today in the morning he sent me, and I filled in the points very easily. Within 10 minutes, I was through with the document. Then I sent it back to the clerk. Now they are becoming very mechanical. They sent me on 17th a document which is in PDF, and you cannot change the PDF document to make those comments. So I asked him, like in Kikumbuni South, I have 67 projects. How am I going to give you a report of 67 points, 67 projects on a WhatsApp message or just a simple message? It's not possible. So I asked him, can you give me an editable version of a soft copy of the same? And that is what he did in the morning, and I did that within 10 to 20 minutes. And I was through with that. Now, the committee, because the committee doesn't attend these sessions. The committee on budget never attends. I want to support the majority leader. They never attend. And even if they attend, they come in numbers, small numbers, like Honorable Mbalo and Honorable Musa. They will come. Honorable Musa will come every day. Honorable Mutuku Fokilele will always be here. And sometimes the chairman budget comes. And then the vice chair comes once in a month, and then he leaves. I can tell you, Honorable Speaker, it will never happen. One, because you are asking members of the assembly who are very busy to give comments to PDF documents or to printed documents like these ones. My friend, Honorable Engineer Ndolo, is struggling here because he has a pen. He is making those comments. And those comments are very tough for him even. I don't know whether he will be through today. Honorable Speaker, it becomes a big problem. If we can simplify these processes, Honorable Speaker, it will be very easy for members and this committee can move. But they don't have new ideas. Because the Honorable Chair is always in fights with everybody. He is fighting everybody. He is fighting the chair. He is fighting a vice chair. He is fighting the ECMs. He is fighting everybody. Honorable Speaker, who will never progress as a county assembly. So allow this committee to change with times. If they do not change with times, we need to look at that. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I wish if they could do this, and I can tell you, Honorable Speaker, this is a timely report which should have been responded to in September. Now we are behind time. Time has lapsed. Now we have another quarter which is coming, and they need to update us on the same progress with implementation within that quarter. Now, if they are not able to do 9 months quarter, the 3 quarter, how are they going to? Now you see a new member has just coming. They come passing like that. Honorable Speaker, if you allow this committee, if you can change this committee, if you can help this committee to think with new ideas, Honorable Speaker will progress very much. Because one, you've even indicated, you are even asking, Honorable Speaker is asking, Honorable Speaker, you're asking if you want other committees to be enjoined to help this committee. Because you have seen the paralysis in this committee. This committee has not moved. In fact, since Honorable Magdalene left that committee, it has never moved. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I wish this committee can now wake up and move for this county assembly and the people of Makueni to depend on it. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Order, honorable members. Honorable Kalunda, I wish to correct you. That document you are holding is not an initiative of the committee. It is an initiative of the Speaker. So I followed up, and the soft one is your initiative. The committee has no initiative in getting feedback from members. The hard copy was because there are members who requested to get hard copies and make comments. Hold on. There are members who requested, I'll give you an opportunity. There are members who've requested for information, hard copies to make comments. Others will get the PDF depending on which is comfortable with you. Whatever version you get, just work with what is suitable for you. The problem is that whatever version was not available and nothing was forthcoming. So I had to come in and intervene, and so that then this report. Remember, an appointment was sought for meeting with members of the County Assembly and His Excellency the Governor and all County Executive Committee members to discuss budget implementation for the last financial year. Now, that meeting was postponed because the budget implementation report for the year ended 30th June had to be finalized. That was done. The Executive Committee member provided the information that was required and as requested by the County Assembly for finance. The committee has never found time to deal with the matter. The ECMs that we were to discuss projects on for the last financial year have since been moved to other departments. So if you are not careful, this may be discussed in the next term with another governor and other ECMs. So Honorable Chair, as you respond, this matter is very weighty. In fact, the Committee on Budget and Appropriation, you have denied members of the County Assembly to have a special county meeting for all executive committee members, governors. It is true, it is the Speaker who is telling, order, the governors.
Mr. Speaker, we sent the report to the members, all the members, and I think I'm on record on that, on July, sometimes in July, again on 17th of September, and today. Mr. Speaker, the reason why I'm saying that we are going to deal with this information, or we are going to actually present our report on Monday, is that we have already discussed the report. We have gotten the feedback from the members who are willing to give the committee the feedback that is needed, that committee, Mr. Speaker. We wanted to be watertight in whatever we are going to give the members. So, Mr. Speaker, it is a lie to say that the committee has not been meeting. When actually the member for, which word is this? I'm even forgetting you. Yeah? When he says that we did not meet yesterday, yes, it is true. Mr. Speaker, it is true, we did not meet yesterday. We did not have quorum. How many committees met yesterday? There are committees which did not meet. That's why we are saying we are going to dispense this matter on Monday effectively. So saying that the committee has not been effective and all this kind of nonsense which is here, Mr. Speaker, I will not entertain it. Because I know we have been meeting, we have been agilely doing our business. Except yesterday. We have no apologies to make, Mr. Speaker. So just give us up to Monday. We are going to finish up with this report. We are going to give a watertight report, and the members will agile. And again, Mr. Speaker, let me say this. There are some members, when we send this report to their gadgets, that is phones and whatever, some of them do not even read, did not even know whether the report is with them. And the table clerks are here. They can prove that in July, we sent the report to all the members. Again, in September 17th, at that date, they have the report. So we don't have even the luxury to give the members PDF or whatever it is. If we send it to you through WhatsApp, you can give the corrections even in writing. We are okay with everything. So we are going to deal with that matter, Mr. Speaker, conclusively on Monday. Simple as that. When we are going to meet, that is not your business.
Honorable members, I think Honorable Munyao, you have indicated that the nonsense being put forward. You have used the word nonsense. I can confirm to you, statements made by members here it's not nonsense, they are facts. They are facts, they are facts. Just a minute, they are facts because we are now in a second quarter and there's nothing to show. When you are requested to give your feedback in 7 days and a member doesn't give feedback, the committee is not bound to wait until when that member gives feedback. The committee should have gone ahead and prepared a report. It has taken the intervention of the chair seated here on Monday and today in the House business for this matter to be alive. And therefore, there is a lot of fact that is coming forward, and you can get that from me. That's unfortunate that we are in third quarter and the budget implementation report for a budget that we approved last financial year, this assembly, 4 months, 3 months later, we can't say what is the status of implementation of a budget of a last financial year. It's unfortunate. In fact, now we should have adopted work plan for the implementation of this financial year budget. The responsibility of implementation of the budget and approval in line with the standing orders and PFM is a committee on budget. Now that I've reminded you, how much time will you require to give us a work plan on implementation of the budget for all entities?
Mr. Speaker, I don't want that. Let me withdraw that word nonsense and substitute it with malicious information coming from some of the members here. Because actually they are saying we should disband the committee because we did not meet yesterday. That is being malicious. Mr. Speaker, we are going to deal with this matter, the matter before us now, on Monday, conclusively, and then about the work plan, we may give it on Wednesday in the afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
How is it to request for work plan and get it within less than 7 days, working days?
Mr. Speaker, you may guide. You know you are professional. I'm not a professional like you. You may guide on that matter, Mr. Speaker. So 7 days, thank you.
It can't be 7 days. You are too ambitious to beat. You are too ambitious to beat a bad name. It is already stuck. You will not be effective for giving unreasonable timelines. So let me give you 14 days. It will be reasonable.
Obliged, Mr. Speaker. Obliged.
Honorable members. Yes? We are not on statements, we are on papers. Other statement? Fair enough? Okay, fine. Next order, chairperson, next order. 14 days, yes. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Chairperson, Committee on Transport.
I beg to give the following motion, Mr. Speaker, that this Assembly adopts the report on the Committee on Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing and Energy on the poor workmanship in installation of culverts in various roads in Bunge Ward laid on the table of the Assembly on 9th October 2024. Thank you.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Leader of the majority party.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 47-2A and 55 of the Count Assembly Standing Orders, I rise to give a statement on the business of the Count Assembly for the coming week. The following business has been tentatively scheduled to be transacted by the Count Assembly in the coming week. Monday, 14th October 2024. Papers. Tabling of the report of the Committee on Agriculture, Irrigation, Livestock, Fisheries and Cooperative Development on Makueni County Agricultural Training Center Bill 2024. Makueni County Assembly Bill number 2 of 2024. Statements. Response to the statement regarding the construction of a decentralized treatment facility for Watertown as was requested by the member for Watenzi Ward. Tuesday, 15th October 2024. Morning plenary. Statements. Response to the statement regarding the Mwangini sump tank by the member of Kaskeo Ward as was requested by the member for Kaskia Ward. Motions. Motion by the member for Wotenzio Ward for the naming of major county roads. Afternoon plenary. Papers. Papers and notices. There will be tabling of the half-yearly progress report of the liaison committee for the period January to June 2024. Notice of motion shall also be given. Statements. There will be a response to the statement regarding the Kathonzweni Dairy processing plant as was requested by the member for Kathonzweni Ward. On Wednesday, 16th October 2024, papers and notices, there will be a statement. There will be a response to the statement regarding the submission of the Concert Technopolis Buffer Zone, Physical and Land Use Development Plan to the County Assembly of Makueni as was requested by the member for Muka Ward. 2, there will be a response to the statement regarding acting appointments by the County Public Service Board as was requested by the member for Mavindini Ward. Views. There will be the consideration of the Makueni County Agricultural Training Center Bill 2024. That is the bill named Makueni County Assembly Bill number 2 of 2024 in all stages, including the Committee of the Whole Assembly and the third reading of the bill. Mr. Speaker, there shall be a meeting of the Assembly Business Committee on Monday, 14th October 2024 at 9 a.m. and pursuant to the decisions of that meeting, additional business may be scheduled to be transacted by the County Assembly during that week. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next is a member from Mavindini to request a statement.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'd wish to withdraw that request for statement and seek your indulgence on a different matter, in that there was a request, there was another statement that I had requested, and the chair had ruled that it be heard today, and I'm not seeing it on the order paper.
Where is that?
The statement on acting appointments by the County Public Service Board.
So that you have, I've called you to request a statement.
Yes, and I've indicated that I'm not ready to request as at now.
So we drop it?
Yes, sir.
Fair enough. So what is your request?
I'm saying as I drop, I am learning that the answer or the response to the statement that I had asked on appointments is missing in the order paper, as was directed that to be responded today.
Member from Lale Mali, what? Request a statement? Member for Klung Ward? Chairperson, Committee on Environment and Climate Change, to respond to statement number 31 as requested by Member Fanzawi Klikalamba on solid waste management in the county. Member for, what is it, member for Mitini?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You have called member for Mali, and I want to request a statement on his behalf.
Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to provision of Article 185, subsection 3 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, Section 39, subsection 2 of the County Government Act 2012, revised in 2020, and the standing orders 50 of Makueni County Assembly standing orders, raised to request for a statement from Chairperson, Committee on Lands, Urban Planning and Development regarding the report of the plot validation exercise conducted in the Mali Old Town. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the year 2021, the National Lands Commission, in collaboration with the County Government of Makueni, conducted a plot validation exercise in plots in the Mali Old Town. The exercise was aimed at identifying and resolving land disputes at the Old Town so as to facilitate titling.
Honorable Speaker, during the exercise, a joint committee of the National Lands Commissioner and the County Government Department responsible for matters of land, as well as Project Management Committee, comprised of the local land owners, was established. The joint committee, together with the PMC, were tasked to collect views and grievances of the land owners for the redress. Honorable Speaker, however, since the time the exercise was conducted to date, no feedback or report has been forthcoming to the landowners, and the disputes have not been resolved either. The Speaker, sir, the chairperson should therefore clarify on the following. A, whether the department is aware of such plot validation exercise conducted in collaboration with the National Lands Commission. If yes, provide a status report of the exercise. B, provide the list of members of the joint committee as well as the list of the members of the PMC. C, whether there were disputes reported during the plot validation exercise. And if yes, list down all the disputes captured, including the parties involved. D, provide the joint committee's recommendation concerning the reported disputes areas, case by case. E, how many public utility plots were identified during the exercise. Provide a list of the plots against the purpose for each. F, whether there were cases of double or more plot allocation in the old town. If yes, provide the list of all the plots with double or more allocation and the parties involved in each plot. G, what action has the department taken to correct the cases of double or more plot allocation, and when this be done? And H, what is the department's commitment towards ensuring availability of ownership document, that is titles to the plot owners? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chairperson, Communal Lands.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. That is a weighty statement from the speakers. So I would request honorable member to expect a response in the next 21 days.
Honorable Speaker, 21 days I'm okay, because I know the Honorable Chair in next week, after next week, will proceed to Goma for CASA, so the 21 days will expire when we will come back. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, we have an office, so it's not about CASA, but the details actually contained in the statement is actually what requires 21 days, not about CASA, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Fair enough, I never do so, Chairperson. Honorable Kimongo, your statement was to be responded today, and therefore the timeline for the executive is to do 5. The timeline for executive to submit the responses today. We have, I'm told that the executive has not yet submitted, and the due date was to submit a response today. And therefore, that timeline is up to 5 p.m. We may not take action before 5 p.m.
Honorable Speaker, I am not agreeing with the chair unless what they had requested is for their own consumption, but as a committee. But the response that was brought and which I have is sufficient for me. He should respond to what he has, because what I have, the response that I have, is good enough. So the other, if they asked for additional response or information, that is for the committee's consumption. But as far as I am concerned, whatever I have can be dispensed.
That information is not from the chairperson. That information is from the office of the clerk. There is a letter that was sent to executive to give more information. And the date was today, point number 1, 2. Since the matter, The request was by the chairperson, and you never objected that time. And the chair allowed and gave direction for it to be responded. We can't recant. I'm afraid.
I'm also afraid, Honorable Speaker, which should take preeminence, the ruling of the chair or any other story. Because when the chair says this statement should be responded on this day, it is the committee and the clerk to work backwards to ensure that the timelines that the chair has given is followed. Otherwise, we will render the chair toothless.
I hear you, Honorable Kimongo. The letter dispatched from us to the county executive required the executive to respond by today. Now, when you request that you want it responded as it is, you don't require additional information, you did not object to that fact when further directions were given. So I'm persuaded that next week is not too far. Chairperson, take note of the seriousness within which the request of the statement is pursuing this matter. And I've noted that you are not serious because you are not listening. So he will tell you what I've said. He will tell you what I've said. You've not heard. Yes. Leader of the majority.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to persuade the member that he brought up a statement which touches on so much around Makueni, and I want to persuade him. From the House Business Committee, I think it's good that he notes that this matter is very weighty, and in the wisdom of the clerk, he thought that we can expend this matter better on Wednesday rather than today. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, I was in the House when the chair made directions that this matter appears today at 2:30 and directed the chair devolution to make sure they bring this response today at 2:30. So, Honorable Speaker, unless the directions by the chair are now going to be tilted or subjected to debate outside the floor, then I don't understand how this has taken a twist, Honorable Speaker.
Just Honorable Muthuka, you indicated that the chair directed the matter be responded
at 2:30 today. That is what the Speaker said. Yes, by the committee. Yes, today.
So not the committee, not executive to respond today?
No, it was the chair to respond at 2:30.
Chairperson, where is the response?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to agree with my fellow members that you directed. We give a response, even if we were to ask some more questions, to give a progress report today. The chair then, that was the Speaker, was requesting we give a response yesterday at 2:30, but I requested you allow us to meet as a committee today on Wednesday so that we can give a report that is on by the committee, so I can proceed and give a progressive report. It's upon the request of the statement. If it is,
order. This has nothing to do with the request of our statement. We are discussing directions by the chair.
Yes,
that the business for coming week had put it at Wednesday next week. So I was wondering if it can be today. Why not Monday 2:30? Why not Tuesday 9:30? Why not Tuesday 2:30? Why would we go as far as Wednesday? But if it's 2:30 on Monday, we are here.
I'm not aware of Wednesday.
That's what
whoever will give other directions will be his directions
good.
On their statement and on their business, not the business of this house. You have given me powers to make directions on matters that touch on members. So when I give, I think it's final. It cannot be countermanded. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I'm a member of the Committee of Devolution. And somebody is confusing my chair. Mr. Speaker, we met today. My chair had instructed the clerk to do a letter so that we get that information on Friday, the information required. It reaches the Assembly on Friday so that on Monday, this week today, Mr. Speaker, we can sit on the issues that have developed, the information we have received from the other side. Mr. Speaker, somebody said we cannot give ECM 1 day or 2 days. We have to give them 7 days. I don't know where that came from. That is the information that my chair has the information. That is the reason we cannot respond to the statement today. Mr. Speaker, there is also something leader majority has said about this issue. He is talking about House Business Committee. Mr. Speaker, I'm a member of that the Committee on Devolution. And we don't know about what the leader majority has said about this issue. That it has informed such a thing, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we can do our work without interference, Mr. Speaker.
Fair enough, Honorable Moki, have said.
Mr. Speaker, I don't know whether you have seen my
I got your point.
And last week I said we cannot be controlled from the cloud, Mr. Speaker. Let committees be independent, Mr. Speaker, and do their work according to the standing orders, Mr. Speaker.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Fair enough. I've said if there are other instructions on another business, it's okay, no problem. Even when you go home, you will be given instructions or you will give. Okay? Yes, majority are given, only that they don't say. Instructions. By their grandchildren, I mean. I don't mean the other one. No, grandchildren can give instructions to... But however, the point is very simple. I gave instructions. There was a confusion somewhere in that communication. Chairperson, I take point of that. That information must come as early as today, tomorrow, and latest Friday, so that in the subsequent sitting on Monday or two, that information must be provided. Any other communication outside that is null and void and invalidated. Honorable Moki. So ignore the rest, follow what I've told you.
I rise to give a response to the statement which was raised by Honorable Member, highly ranking member of Zakika, Honorable Francis Motuku. And with your indulgence, I think if you allow me, I will just go straight. They don't read.
Fair enough, now proceed. Who circulated?
Thomas.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
2 Wayani, land purchased but no allocation for the development for fencing with a gate, runoff management and a security house. Water, it was allocated 2 million, and the land purchased but no allocation of development for fencing, that is for fencing with a gate, runoff management and security house. Makidu dam site, 2.75 million. Land was purchased but no allocation for development. Number 5, purchase of land for Makuyuni market dam site, 1 million. Land not purchased due to inadequate funds allocation. Purchase of land for Itangini market dam site, 4.2 million. Land not purchased due to inadequate funds allocation. Number 7 was purchase of land for dam site at Matiliku, 1 million. Land not purchased due to inadequate funds allocation. Number 8, purchase of Kekima market dam site land, 1 million, but land not purchased due to inadequate funds allocation. Question B, was the designation or the designated dumping areas in all major towns and the markets in the county and the places where such designated dumping sites are available? Clarify how solid waste in such areas is managed and collected. That was also given under subtopics as subcount, the major town or market where that particular area is, that dumping site is found, name of the dumping area, and then form of waste management on Kaskeu, Sultan Ahmad, Malili, Kalawa, Bumbuni, Tawa, Kilala, Kalawani, Kambu, Machinery, Masumba, Kitisa, and Kadonzweni, which are major market dump sites. The department has also developed a Makueni County Integrated Solid Waste Management Bill. That is at the cabinet level. And once it is approved as an act, by the County Assembly, it shall aid in adoption of the material recovery facilities that will considerably reduce the amounts of waste finding their way to the sanitary landfills. In this regard, the department is committed to implement the County Assembly recommendations. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee hereby presents the response to the statement regarding solid waste management in the county to the County Assembly for consideration by the member and other members. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Member Fonzo Kalamba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me take this opportunity to thank the committee for presenting up-baked information. Mr. Speaker, my observation is that the committee just sat to fill in figures which I do not know even where they picked them from. So, Speaker, the first question was about the status of implementation of on-dam sites, projects allocated funds from 2013 to 14, 2013-14 and 23-24. So, Speaker, if you look at the tablet, the table that they have given us, the Marlin Dam site, they tell us it was allocated 1.6 million, which is a lie, Mr. Speaker. I do not want even to quote the figure, but it is a white lie. Wayani, you can see that is number 2, that the committee has indicated a dash, no amount, and then under project status, they have written that land was purchased, but no allocation for development. That is fencing with a gate, runoff, management, and security house, Mr. Speaker. Water and all those others, Mr. Speaker. If you go to Matiliku, you'll see there we have a budget for 1 million. That was a 2021-2022 budget, which was reallocated. That's why I'm saying I do not even know where they're getting the figures from. We do not have any money for the dam site at Matiliku. Actually, the waste is collected and even dumped within the market, and then it is burned there, which is another hazard, Mr. Speaker. So I'm really wondering